Here we go. He's pulling out. He's going ballistic. Look at him. Holy crap. He doesn't know what to do. Yellow flag indeed. How you going everyone, Nick here, and our last video we played a little bit of a blast of the past with the original Automobilista, but now we're really going back. We are playing Live for Speed. Now this is the game that probably started a lot of people's sim racing career. It came out way back in 2003, which was a long time ago. It was actually the year I started high school, and I'm 30 now, so that makes me feel a bit old. This has probably had, I think, 2 other major updates since then. I mean, there were little updates in between, but they did major content patches. I think there was one in 2005, and then another all the way in 2015. I don't think there's been anything added since then besides, you know, minor fixes and things. There's a very small, I think, community around this game still. You really can't find online racing and things unless you're in one of those leagues or clubs, whatever they call it, that still play this. But I thought we'd check it out, you know. I've heard a lot of things about this over the years and people playing it and what it was all about. So we're going to get stuck into a race. Now this is just the demo version of the game. It's free. You get, I think, 2 cars and 1 track. The track is Blackwood and the car is the XR GT, which I don't think is a real car because it looks like, to me, an FC RX7 mixed with a 180SX and maybe a little bit of Mark III Supra. I don't know. It's just generic JDM car, I think. But anyway, so we're running it at the maximum skill level for some reason. I don't know why. Let's see how that goes. Against 11 AI and myself, so 12 all up, around Blackwood, 8 laps. And we'll see how this goes. And believe it or not, it works really well out of the box with my Fanatec setup, so that's a plus. But let's see how the rest goes. Okay. Now with near instantaneous load time, which is something you don't see very often, we're starting from pole position. Alright. The force feedback, actually, I did a quick test before. Not super detailed, but in all honesty, way more than I thought. I think they've probably updated that as the game's gone along. Now let's see how aggressive the AI is. Oh god, I don't really know the track that well. Alright, but according to the track map, this is one hell of a long straight now, so we'll just kick back and relax as we go. I don't know what sort of graphical updates this has had. I mean, I would really like to see how it looked in that original release. It was probably, you know, people running it at much lower resolutions. I'm currently running this in ultra wide right now. It's cut off for you guys, but I can see a little bit more than what you can see, which is quite helpful because that way I have mirrors. AI is falling back quite a bit already. Oh. There isn't much in the way of force feedback detail when the tires start to lose grip. So obviously there's you know, that was probably something that wasn't really that easily developed back in the day. But the car actually feels pretty good, if I'm honest. Oh god, I didn't expect that to tighten up so much. The old wheel wiggle. Alright, so we've gained a bit of distance on the cars behind. Don't know if that says good things about my driving ability or the AI is just slow. Tuck it in. I was a bit slow on the exit. There is quite a bit of customization as well. You can do all the mappings. There's significant button mapping you can do and axis mapping. Wasn't too difficult to set up at all. For some reason my handbrake was being automatically registered as the clutch though for some reason, so that was a bit confusing when I first started playing, but we got past that pretty quick. And yeah, I mean, worked out of the box, really. Can't complain about that. It would be interesting to see an online race of this. I wonder if there's any videos or anything of that I could look up. I want to see what this was like back in its prime, before the likes of things like iRacing came onto the scene, not that much later. You know, and then obviously much later Assetto Corsa and such. Because this probably would have been... probably this, iRacing, the original R Factor. Probably were the biggest ones back in the day, I'd imagine. If I'm honest, I don't really know which one was the most popular, but I'm going to guess it's iRacing. And still is to this day in terms of ranked online multiplayer, that is. Alright, so we're on to the third lap out of 8. And we've got the fastest lap. The AI is disappearing behind us. Unfortunately, that's not going to make for super interesting racing. You know what we'll do? We're going to slow down and let the AI catch up, so that we can see what they're like. Because I don't want to just drive around by myself. Let's just cruise on the straight. We'll let a bunch of them catch up, and then we'll see what they're like to drive against. Because they seem to be driving in a train behind me. Their positioning has not changed. The gaps behind them are all almost identical. Here we go, he's pulling out, he's gone ballistic, look at him! Holy crap, he doesn't know what to do! Yellow flag indeed. I have caused a major accident. What a game, live for speed, yeah. Cue Tokyo Drift music. I'm gonna get rear-ended. Alright, AI 8. You're mine. Let's see how they handle some, like, close-knit driving. Does he defend? Can't really defend there, I suppose. Let's see, is he... Oh, he doesn't even care. His mirror's blacked out, so I can't blame him. Whoa, hello. It's blacked out, so I can't blame him because he can't see out of it. And I've killed him. That's probably going to cause a major incident behind. Oh no, somehow the AI has worked that out. That's good. Alright. AI 7. I think AI 7 was the one... Oh no, he's dead. He's way back there somewhere. This is another blue car. Alright. So... where do they brake? They brake arguably a little early. Look at him, with aggressive hand movements on the wheel. Too bad, I'm taking the spot. There's quite a lot of roll in this car as well. I think because it's a street car, essentially. It doesn't really grip that hard in corners because there's a lot of body roll. But it's a bit of fun as well. There's a bit of a slide that goes on. Now, all things considered, given the age of this game, and it's actually developed by 3 people as well, so you can't knock it for that. It's an amazing effort, what they managed to do, especially back then. Very few games back then had this sort of attention to detail in terms of physics. When you first set up the game, you can actually... there's settings to see what the weight distribution and spring impact is from adding a driver to the car, as well as a full tank of fuel, and you can see that the car visibly dips with weight. That would have been mind-blowing back in the day. Gran Turismo never did that. Oh no. I'm gonna go for the send, but I feel like that's probably dangerous given the way that these AI react. Oh, I don't need to brake there, mate. What are you doing? We're not gonna make it up the hill now. I have to go back to second gear. Oh no, we're okay. It's a drag race to the line. Okay. I feel like this guy, he's gonna fight this a little bit. But I feel like he's gonna brake too early here as well. Oh, maybe I'll brake too late. Oh god. Get it in! Oh, now I'm just a freaking mobile chicane for this guy. Oh, what have we done? That's okay. We've held on. Good. Nice. Now is there a slipstream? Is he going to pull into the slipstream? Probably not, given at the rate I'm accelerating away from him. Sorry, AI 5. Missed the boat there. So what do we think? It's very interesting. It's good to have a look back at, you know, how sim racing was back in the day. Early 2000s, the mid 2000s and late 2000s. This obviously grew and grew. A lot of work went into it. Obviously the visuals aren't great. You can't say that, you know, you can't knock that, of course, but I think this would have been, as I said before, mind-blowing back in the day, having a racing game like this, or a sim racing game like this. It was very few and far between. If you want to have a go at this, just go to the website. I'll put the link in the description just for the sake of it. You can download the free version of this game. All you have to do is sign up. You have to create an account. It takes 2 seconds. The download's only like 450 meg, which is nothing in these days. As I said, you get the one track, you get 2 cars. I think the other car is like a hatchback, something. I don't know. I think I can't remember what it looked like actually. Maybe something like a Golf GTI or something, like an old Mark 4 or something. But yeah, a bit of fun, a bit of nostalgia, especially if you're used to play this game. Jump in and have a go with some AI. It's obviously very easy. I don't know if you get enhanced AI with the paid version or not. But there was about, I don't know, 10 tracks I think I saw on the list if you have the full version of the game. But there was some content. And a fair few cars too. Didn't actually look through the car list in detail. I'm not sure if there's actually any legitimate cars in this game. If you know, if there was any, I think there was some real tracks. This is not a real track. This is made for the game. But I think there was some real cars, maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, because I don't really know all that much. As you know, I don't always do my research before I start playing these things. I know enough to get by. But I was really surprised at how easy it was to set the wheel up. In-game settings, really easy. The force feedback was like ridiculously strong by default. So that was a bit full on, but I turned it down. I think it's running at 25 now. It feels pretty loose on the straights, but once you're in the corners and things, it really stiffens up. So much higher than that I think would be uncomfortable. Of course that means you have to set your Fanatec wheelbase settings or whatever wheelbase you've got, those settings as well outside of the game, but that's up to you. It takes no time at all to work through that. Oh god, I almost forgot we were on the track. I also hear, though, that this game supports VR, and I don't know if it does in the demo, but I kind of want to try that out. I was looking at old racing games on YouTube, and I saw a Gamer Muscle video. I think it was Gamer Muscle, where he tried this out in VR, like with an old Oculus Rift Development Kit 2. And he was like so blown away with it. Well, that was really cool. That was only like 6 years ago. But I guess that was really what spawned, you know, one of the few games, racing games at least, that had VR support back in the day. So that would have been quite the experience for sure. And coupled with what actually feels like a decent game, it would have been pretty sweet. Maybe I'll give that a go sometime. In my own time, though, I think, because I don't think we need to do any more videos on this. It's a little bit limited. I'm not likely to buy the game and have a look through it, unless you guys want to see that. I'll pay for it if you want to see some more tracks and things, and how this, you know, what other cars they had, and how this might have driven back in the day. Onto the final lap. We've made it this far. There seems to be a big gap in the pack now behind us according to the track map, but that's probably from the wild fishtailing AI before. I can't believe that they did that. He just darted out as soon as he saw me there. I guess I was kind of blocking the track. But he just went wild. He couldn't stop. Meant to be pro level AI, apparently. But this has been a good bit of fun, I reckon, just looking back at this sort of thing. I never played it back in the day. You know, my sim racing career, at least seriously, has, and I say seriously, has only really happened in the last year and a half. But I kind of missed the boat on a lot of these things. Look at these tyre marks everywhere. It must have been horrific. Unless that's just part of the circuit. I don't know if that's actually from the cars. We're going a bit sideways there. Yeah, so I kind of missed the boat on this sort of stuff way back when. I was only in year 7 at high school as a wee lad. I had no idea about what sim racing was. The pinnacle of racing to me was Gran Turismo 3 or something back then on PS2. So I didn't even know things like this existed. But this has been a good time. I've enjoyed it for what it is. When I come across the line, I don't know what sort of fanfare we're going to get when we win the race. It's going to be amazing. Here we go. Yes. Listen to that. I hope you can hear that. There's actually a low quality MP3 file of an audience clapping. Amazing. What a game. Live for speed. I live for speed now. If you can call this speed, my driving. That was awesome fun. Alright, let's get out of the car. Check out the replay. How do we do that? Here we go, replay. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. That was 8 laps in Live for Speed. Bit of a throwback. I'm the only car with a livery. Everyone else was just plain old boring mobiles. But we had a decent getaway. The AI seemed to be a little bit more intelligent at the start, but then they just really got into a train and just went around. So I don't think it's really the point. I think the point of this was to do online racing against actual people. So, guy's getting a bit loose at the back there. But look, I don't know. It was good to look back at. Bit of fun. We've come a long way, I think, though, since this. But we had to start somewhere, and I think this was really something that fed into the future of sim racing and what we've got today. You can see some of the things, that have translated across in the way that the car feels and, even some of the UI elements and setup. So, really cool to look back at. Pick up the free version if you want. If you want me to buy the full version and have a look at some of the other content, let me know. I don't expect you to, of course, but if there's an interest, I'll do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like and subscribe. If you didn't, a thumbs down and some constructive feedback, can't even talk properly, is always welcome. We'll be back soon with another video doing some, I don't know what. Maybe go back to R Factor 2. I've still got a list of things to do on that. So we'll have a look anyway. Let me know. So until the next video, I'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye.